work in a static context where maybe a rider's having a break, having a coffee. But it's also got to work when it's seen moving past quickly, it's dynamic. And so you have to think how an imagery is going to relate and how it's printed and how that fabric's going to work, how it's going to move and how the body's going to move. So that it looks good and works on all those different levels. Hi, my name is Adam Ball and I'm a contemporary artist. I've been making work for about the last 25, 30 years. And when Kostüme asked me if I wanted to collaborate, it was a really natural fit because I actually worked with Ed many years ago, a few times, including he curated my Michael Foundation exhibition in Dallas. So when he asked if I'd like to create something for their next edit, I was delighted and it was great to work together again. So I make lots of different types of work, from very minimal white paper cutout pieces to paintings, colourful paintings. I work with raw pigment. More recently I've been working with wood and burnt wood and making light boxes from those pieces. But pretty much all my work is generated from life, nature, things that are around me, seen and unseen. Some of it's microbiological, sometimes I get things photographed for me in particular ways. But essentially my work is rooted in some sort of observation of the world around me in an abstracted form and a very edited form. But I want all my work to feel quite positive, quite optimistic, so that it's a sort of, it's rooted in the world around us, but one step removed. When Ed came to me and said, let's do this, I knew we would do it to the best of our abilities and edit and re-edit and obsess about the small details that add up to quite a bit, because I know that's his nature and his process, whether it's looking at fabrics or the way things are printed or how something's stitched. And it's the same with me in the studio. If there's a long way and a short way of doing something in the studio, I'll always do it the long way. And I wanted the imagery for this edit, for the next release, to feel full of energy. And I took that source of energy, the source of inspiration, to be the world around me by looking at things, energy and flow, from river tributaries to abstract ways energy can come and form itself. And I wanted that the jerseys to feel both cylindrical and energetic, that in the same way that when that rider is wearing it and they're pedaling and the cogs of the bike and the human body and the process and as it flows through nature, as they physically flow through nature, also for the imagery to be rooted from a similar source. The work of art that you end up wearing is a very different piece from the original artwork. That it's made for its own sake rather than a copy of something else. And so we were able to not just obsess about trying to replicate something, but use the joys of printing and stitching and fabrics and how fabric moves to create something that's potentially even more interesting than the work of art. And that when you wear that you're feeling that sense of contemporary image and excitement, and that you're out cycling something that hopefully will be distinctive, original, and exciting. The way printing on fabrics has modernized and improved in the last few years, even since I last did a fashion collaboration, which was 2 or 3 years ago, onto silk, has changed so markedly that it's in many ways now you can create something in print on, say, a sports fabric that's as interesting as you can as a painting on canvas.